Hey. Motherfuckers be so quick to judge. Be so quick to judge, but I realize most people have no room to speak. If they do, if they do, and I get now why when something specific goes down, most of what makes most people, did I put that right? It says why when something specific goes down, what makes most keep their head on. But I get what I mean though. I just be typing anything, you know. The reason I like speaking on these kind of subjects mainly is because I noticed that like it's not just the gossip, the celebrities, the high profile stuff that it goes. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tie this one with the other one too. Where I wrote yeah, I think I'm gonna tie it. Yeah, connecting. Because I wrote connecting the dots, like who the government works for, and who they send out to protect, distract, help build underground stuff like through hotels and things like that. And I want because I feel like this is something good to tie all together. But that part too. But I was on this first. So yeah, so be so quick to judge. So like the government or the people like above us, or just because I want to say just the high ups, right? The people up there that we know of. Because it's a trickle, right? It trickles down. It's always from the top down. It trickles to pretty much how whatever the government or people higher up want you to be and how they act and how they like formulate the witchcraft. They put down the chessboard, they make the moves, and they do the thing for them. How they act and how they project, they want the same, to happen. And if anything, the opposite. So, I mean, they have the ideal of what you want to be and what you want to have as a life, Pretty much what everything they do as an image is what you want to do. The issue is that when the issue is that they put a witchcraft or magic or whatever they do, they essentially like align everything up to where you see them do what they do, but you can't act out necessarily what they do. They know how to do all the stuff to not show their traumas and to continue to make the money, make you run the world, even though their image once again is of them running the world. We run the world as a human, as a whole, as a collective society. We run the world. They don't run nothing. We run it. We run every single thing. It's just like if we choose to stop doing anything, like a real boss, if half the time in history you shoot the head, you shoot the leader, you take out the first dude, everything else kind of crumbles. Nobody really wants to stick around and deal with whatever was the doctrine was before. You take up the new doctrine of whoever's next. But there's this image that these people have that we are like. It's weird because they lift us up as if we are also like, everything's all copacetic, everything's perfect, but they lift us up as if we're like almost like we're not, and because we're not, because of the witchcraft that they put on us. to put us in a position as if to say like, because like I said, so let me stick to this because I go all over the place. They're doing what they're doing to make it seem or make it have it be really that we aren't taking care of exactly what they're doing as an image. Because I don't think that what I'm saying is I don't think they're taking care of their family either. I don't think they're really doing what they're supposed to be doing as a whole either. But that's the whole deal. Is that once again, as we all see that we have like you see those movies with like the people that can't stop smiling, the smiley face, the thing where kind of like you always want to be happy all the time. They keep that up, but under the surface, none of us are really like that. Nobody's really happy like that. Nobody's really cool like that. And so, like I said, they put up the image, which they kind of do. I'm sure they take care of their people to a certain degree, but knowing that you have that type of energy around your people and you do what you do just to uphold this world that we are really upholding and working for, and we could choose to stop today if we if we really wanted to, but because we're too nervous, too scared to like stop working and stop feeding the beast, we continue to live this circus that we live, that we play out. But we know for a fact that we don't like that. We're trying to do our best. I mean, because our families are being divided, is what I mean. We're trying to do our best to salvage what we can as a nation, as far as culture and things like that. We're doing our best to uphold as much as we can. But because there's so much division and splitting from them, which is not them, because it's from us, doing it to us, through us, from them. Like, they're making it happen, but there's got to be a thing to where we are really the ones making it happen to ourselves in order for it to work. Because the one day that they actually lay their hands on someone and do it themselves to take someone out, that's when it kind of like all falls apart, right? You kind of lose that validity at that point that you're just this squeaky clean person when you're not, right? And so, like I said, so let me see. So, all my life, right, I've noticed that because the big one for me, I'll stick to is like, language. I've always been expressive. I've always wanted to tone down people's expressions. Like, for example, I've always been the type of person to be like a word police and things like that, right? So it's like, so I'll have that. But there's so many things that I get looked at crazy for doing, whether I'm dancing, like especially when I was a kid, like how I would move, my mannerism, things like that, just whatever I would do. Right? So whatever I would do, people would have this like thing about it. It would tell me something. And I was always, finding kind of interesting, a little odd, because like I've never really had the capacity to give a shit about other people and what they really want to do with their lives and things like that. And so, it just kind of got to me a little bit. But so like I said, I noticed that these people would tell me things about myself. Oh, you do this weird, or you like to do that, and I'm like, oh, you draw, or what do why do you do jujitsu? That's gay, things like that. And I realized, because like I said, we as a people aren't helping each other. We tear each other down, whether it be through school, our childhood, the workforce, workplace, you name it. It never really, even out of retirement, I'm sure old people are going at it. Like, we never really give a chance to go, hey, we're not really like, there's nobody really under attack. And we can actually stop a lot of this if we realize that we need to be cool, right? We can stop all this just by realizing we need to, stop the war by stopping ourselves from warring first. And so these people would make all these comments and opinions, and I really wouldn't care. But now I at this point, especially, I've learned the whole opposite of, if you never really had it in your life, it's because you really need to be it, or stuff like that. So in this case, I needed to speak up, you know, because not everybody had a voice like that. So these people would always judge and have their opinions about what I would do. And now that I look back on it, these people were so miserable. Like nowhere near perfect. I had my things too. I'm miserable too, right? Or at least I was. I don't know where I'm at right now, but you know what I'm saying? I knew that I definitely wasn't cool where I was before when I was a kid growing up and all that. But now I say, like, I look at it, these certain individuals, they really make a point to let you know how they really feel about you more so than worry about their own lives. Like I said, I see that that's the trickle down, right? The trickle down from the higher ups is they make you feel like something or less than just to make their lives better because they really ain't that. Because like I don't see these people doing much of nothing in their lives. You know, I'm curious on how many baby daddies, how many baby mamas, how many, what they do, what they work, what kind of like thing that what I'm saying, like what's pushing them forward. Mentally mainly. Like this world ain't always about cashing checks and getting all this stuff. Paying tithes and things like that ain't got nothing to do with money, right? So I'm just curious on where they're at now because no matter where I'm at, I'm still cool with just being, doing what I'm doing. But these people that I've noticed that would talk crap, bro, they ain't, what I'm saying, mentally and physically, they're not in the best of places. So I don't think our government and all these people are either. But they show it like they are, right? Because nobody who acts like this is truly happy with whatever they got going on. I don't believe it. I don't you got too many accusations against you. Like, I don't know. And so, like I said, the whole connecting the dots for me with this too, right? Because there's this trickle down that I can't get off of that you got to watch people in groups and who they're talking about once again. Just to say, it can't get off the he say, she say part because it's like, what are these people talking about? Be so quick to judge, but you check them for 2 seconds and realize they ain't the ones to even be worrying about. Like, you know what I'm saying? You would, if you could really tap in and not let all of that extra, distract you. Oh, the lights, the hair, the color of this, that fat ass, all this cool stuff. Wow, jewelry, bling, 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 bling. You already know they ain't shit. Why you deal with them? Why you bother? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I get maybe, but I had to get off it. Like the Kid Cuddies and all the cool dudes that I thought were cool. I had to let them go, right? All of them. The Andrew Tates, like, as a man, I can't hold on to that. That's cool as a beginning, kind of like the Morpheus, you have somebody help start you off and that, but trash all that shit, bro. He was never necessary in the first place. Now I see what, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessary for him to really be around. You already knew what was up. You just needed to wake yourself up. And so I see that, and I can't, as a man, continue to. And I would hope and advise people to do the same. Like, let's say you look up to me for whatever reason. Don't. But if you do, don't hold on to that. Let go of it, because just like I thought, holding on to another man's opinions and his the way he goes about his life, and it's cool because I'm always down to cherry pick in the right way, right? I'm always down to see in the right way, not just for my own selfish, the ego, this and the third. I have my reasons to really check things in the right way, right? And that ain't it for me to like I said, worry about another man and what he got going on when I need to make sure I got what I need to have going on, right? So but yeah, connecting the dots. So like I said, this energy is weird because people can't say that they don't realize that this place is what I'm saying, what it really is, and the energy ain't what it really is. Have you noticed, because I say that to say this, have you noticed that, like, right, so like we have, as a collective, as people, as the people over here, you know what I'm saying, For years we've been saying that these people are what they are. And we know that they ain't what's up, right? So you know that there must be like we can't like I because for me I gotta break it down and make it for real, like make it serious. I can't for me I like to sit and make it for real, make it serious because it is, right? I'm not going to try to connect dots and have it be a bunch of fluff, right? So I look at it as something as simple does, right? And not look too further past that. I want to keep this one short. I'm not going to go long on this one. We realize that these people ain't cool as an overall. They just have that overall image that they're cool. They wear a suit and tie. They do the smiles. They wave the hands. They shake the babies. They, you know what I'm saying? They do the dudes. They kiss the mamas and they go home. They do what they do. But we know under the surface that ain't true. Right. So if that ain't true, doesn't that make every single worker on this planet, every single person that gets a 9 to 5, and doesn't think outside the purpose of what this 9 to 5 does for them or does not do for them, does that not automatically make them just as treacherous, wrong, evil, backstabby? Now I know it's like, yo, but come on, man, this is normal, regular old people trying to make their lives happen and get they little scrum, they bread, go home and eat, and live with they fam, be happy, right? Man, don't be talking about the people of the earth like this. I thought you just talking about the people over here. But now you going back on the people, right? These people are being sent out. I've noticed, right? To like, I catch little things like, if these people ain't cool here, and these people get told what to do from those people, and those people get told to do from these people, right? And we keep, what job are they going to do for the electrical, and for what? Not every electrical job that these people go out to do is for a home, for you and your family, for what you got going on, for society. You can't tell me there ain't somebody out there doing something other than for what we need them to do it for. So when these people get sent out to make videos like, I don't know why I got sent out in here in this ghost town to make this thing happen for these people. I don't know what's going on, but I just do what I do. Construction workers, I don't know, I just build the buildings. Right? Who else? Like, people who get sent out to explore stuff down at the bottom, see and find some stuff. People like whoever, like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? These people don't know what they're building every single time they go out and do that. Power lines, windmills, you name it, right? How is that not them just carrying out plans to furthermore imprison us and put us in these states that we know, right? Like, we keep, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't like how we keep, as a collective, I hear a lot of things. I see a lot of things, movies and little shorts and clips and memes, and it's cool and all, and it's cool, but it bothers me to my core that there's, to me, no real change being made because we're still too afraid to tell these people to go fuck themselves. See, that's what I'm saying, like the whole judging thing, or the whole cursing and doing all right. You telling me that if I go on national TV or whatever, this, that, and whatever, and I decide to go curse up a storm and talk like I talk and fuck this and who that shit and whatever, I do what I do and I talk like I want to talk real smooth, right? You telling me that I'm gonna get slapped on the hand and vilified and all this stuff just because I want to speak how I want to speak? But we know for a fact that things are happening with these children behind closed doors. I ain't never gonna shut up about it. These people are doing what they do. I want answers, like, for real, because it's like, we know that things are happening. Hotels, we know things are happening. These people either know being paid off, know, or too scared, or have no clue what's going on whatsoever. I don't see. I want to know. Show me. Show me the strangers like me. Tell me more. Please show me. So I look at it for real, for real. There's no, oh, the world is, the government, the people are evil. This, that, and is evil. The shadows are evil. This, that, and the third are evil. Yeah, but what, give me more than that, because we already see the evidence that they're not cool people, and they're not making us, there's no, I mean, we've heard it through history enough that, tax man coming and he gonna take, Uncle Sam gonna come get his. So if that's the case, and we're paying for our own demise, who's to say we're not paying for our own way of paving it? We're not literally putting up our own, it's almost to me like we're making our own links to our own chains, to our own imprisonment. And people get fed and told, yay, yay, America, yay, capitalism, yay, what's that one? Patriotism, right? Or what's the other one with it? You know what I'm saying? That one ism, not colonial. What the fuck is it? Colonialism or some shit. Whatever the hell. I don't know I want to say, but it's like that. It might just be patriotism. But it's just the same thing I've noticed, like I said, me being in the military and seeing like them dudes always talking about how we're just backing ourselves up through red tape. Like that's all we're doing, just pushing ourselves into a corner of red tape. Just, you know what I'm saying? That's all we're doing. We're so safe. We're putting up so many rules and safety guidelines and shit. Before, you know what I mean? There's no way out of it. We can't keep saying that we need this world to be cool and safe and nice and pretty and all. So yeah, I noticed that there's a lot of plans being made right in front of our faces when it comes to entertainment, or religion, entertainment, politics, business, all of those. But when it comes to mainly for me, I've seen the distraction really. I mean, of course, all of it, like politics, are just big distractions because they made it that way. It could be a good system to make things, run smooth and make, get us all going into the future and hit all that. Clearly, that is not the case and has never been. But through entertainment, I'm looking at it. I mean, that's just government workers. It's just contract workers. To me, there's no difference. I don't see a difference. I see contract workers. I see people sign their life away, put their life on the line for a contract and for fame, celebrityism, all that good stuff, isms, and boom. But it just seems like, I mean, who would, if I mean, because what ain't private is what I'm saying. A lot of it, I mean, damn it, to me, at this point, the government ain't even private at this. I mean, it ain't even a government anymore. It's a private business at this point. I don't even see there's anything else outside of that. But how many things are privatized, like the treasury and all that? So these people really have free reign to do what they want under the guise of being the government. People that are supposed to be in line with what we need from them, and not people that can live their life and do as they please, as if they are a private business. So we getting, yeah, man, we getting the business, and it sucks because nobody's gonna tell a person just stop getting their bag, their cash, stop working that 9 to 5 and things like that. Nobody's gonna tell nobody that. Nobody's really gonna tell a person that that they're evil for working a 9 to 5, because you're helping still putting money in the pockets of these cell phone companies and these TV shows and buying a TV and you name it, just entertainment business. Period. You got to watch the Super Bowl. I mean, you literally fund your own demise. I mean, where do you think they get the money from to continue to do all the research to whoop your ass. I don't. When it comes to the water, whatever they doing with the food, you know what I'm saying? The pharmaceuticals. You can't even live life natural no more. You can't even live life like how you want to. I mean, you never really could, but that's my point. And it's all under the guise of, well, who is it really? When we know who it is, it's horseshit to even say who is it really. When we know who it is, I've been speaking on who it is. They know they. We know who they is. We just don't want to say it because we're too scared to. It's weird. It is weird. But if we all stopped, we know what that means. The people that are scrummaging and scrounging, and the ones that aren't trying to like get to the contracts, the ones that aren't trying to like they know that these businesses are what they are. And they still cool with driving their own people having straight genocide happen. Like, think about that. It's the people that are cool with genocide. I mean, it's pretty easy to weave out once you realize that these corporations are not it. It's pretty easy to weave out when you realize that you have a lot of celebrities and things that people will, just go lose their mind over, not realizing that their music is a detriment to them, and that the higher ups with the suit and ties put them in that, you know what I'm saying? They put them in the position to, but it's all distraction so they can continue to do what they want, live how they live, and then keep us where we are. Because if we continue to be distracted, fight amongst each other, they can continue to go live on their nice little beach house and not have anybody come knock down their door. Because that's really the only thing that's stopping any of us. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that either, though. And I think I need to put a good emphasis on that, because quitting a 9 to 5 and us all choosing not to go to work the next day is a tall order, a tall task, but it will really show who's really up for it for real, for real. Because there's already a lot of people on this earth that already realize that this world ain't shit the way it's been built, and they're already willing to opt out and go for God instead. Because when I first time I heard, like, because people always want to put all of the eggs in the basket of, well, I don't want to, do this because if I, don't got my 9 to 5, if I don't slave away doing this job, if I don't get to make this into a career doing this, to then build up the money to go do this, then I'll never get to this, the thing I really want to do. And it's like, but if you just sat and realized that you're going to have to make some sacrifices and just continue to do what you want to do, then you won't be going for ego, money, material, somebody else's thoughts and feelings. You go for God. You go for, that thing you really want to do. So you take away the whole, like, because I think it's weird. A lot of people say that, but I see a lot of people still go for the money. I hear all the time, don't do it for the money. It's not going to be worth it. Don't do it for this. It's not going to be worth it. But the first thing I hear is go get a job. When I be hearing stories too, they'll be like, nah, I was homeless. I was just bouncing around. I may have done odd jobs. I may have done things here to get in there to make some money. But I was mainly focused on, I mean, have you ever heard of Kobe Bryant getting a 9 to 5 like that? When he might have worked a summer job maybe or something. But I'm pretty sure that man was in the gym 24/7. He was doing what he needed to do. Not even saying go to the gym. He was doing what he needed to do in his head 24/7. Make it simple. He was doing whatever he thought was the best thing for him to do. Money was not a factor. Him going to school was a factor because that's just what he needed to do for his life. But none of these things were a factor to be the overall. It wasn't the main point of why he did what he did. Money was not the answer. It wasn't the forethought. It wasn't the first thing on his brain. And I think, and I mean, and look what the man's been able to accomplish. Everybody else, they go do a 9 to 5. Some of them make it. Some people do really well, but a lot of people don't get to the point where they really want to be. I've noticed because they need to go get the bag, and so they pouring all this time into that. I mean, how much sense does that make? Is that you want to be the best ice skater in the world, but for the last 30 years you've only, worked at McDonald's because you needed to build up. You wanted to get ready to build up to get the skates and get the leotard and a nice little whatever what you do to go there and be an ice skater. But you've been for the last 30, 40 years, you've been working at McDonald's. You've been working at some, whatever, cell phone place or something like that. Like you never actually did you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where people mess up at. Is that they put more energy into trying to make a dollar less since they, and the issue I notice is they still come up with nothing anyway. They be broke before, during, and after. They be broke. And half of them turn into beggars at the end of it. And I think that's weird. If you really see it, like bodybuilders and all these dudes, or just, people in general, just people like that really like have it. I've noticed it really in like people like bodybuilders and stuff like that though. But I feel like if you don't sign yourself to something, sign your life away, sign you to a contract for real, for real, for real, or you ain't in some type of like club. You know what I'm saying? But I see these dudes, big, strong, making all this money. You see all this stuff, and before you know that, which is cool. I'm not knocking the whole go do the commercials and go do what you got to do. But I just noticed it's kind of odd how like they just. It's like the whole goal was to get the money, and they still searching for the money by 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. They still trying to get the money. It's like you had it. You just never really like held on to it because you were just worrying about and obsessed about getting more money. So, but the issue is that you put yourself in a position, and this is where I like to come in, is that you put yourself in a position to where your body's fucked. Your mind is done. You have no real attributes at this point at 60 and 70. You could still look young if you didn't do the steroid. You could, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't completely destroy your body and you did it right, build yourself up right to where you didn't totally exhaust yourself. Because that's where I be on. People miss that part of the spirit, the soul being tired. All this stuff being tired other than just your body. To where you can't even be cool with yourself at 60, 70. And you ain't got no money. And you in debt now because of all the other stuff and people you got to pay off. So, ooh. It perplexes me, man. But we feed this beast is what I get into, and I want to keep on, is that we feed this beast of a place, of this entity that we call like government. I don't know what else to say because they I don't like how people always say who they who's they. There's people out here that will continue to support this cause. And if we don't start weeding out who these people are, we're going to continue to have a very rough time. So I would think individually people need to start getting together and coming to more groups that are spiritual. Seeing how people treat you. See what kind of, like, because this one dude, Dolo, brought up a good point where it's like, talk to those people. Like, let's say you got like a lawnmower business or something. You want to try to build. You want to see if you can build your lawnmower business up with people that bring that up last when you talk to them. Like, let's say you have a phone call with somebody. That's the last thing that they want to talk about is you making money because you know you doing whatever with your business. That's the people you need on your team. And so if I think people, and I'm seeing now more and more for me too, is that being an individual makes so much, is so important. We not these people who aren't really for you and only talk about the things they need when they need it, flake on you when they do, and they only want to know about the big stuff that you got going on. If they don't care about the little things you got going on in your life, then they don't need to be worrying about the big stuff either. Like the people that only come around when they hear, oh, you got that, oh, you doing that now, this, that. No. But I think as a collective, we can start weeding out who is really for us. Because like I said, football, basketball, all this entertainment, all these things that people like, I like. And it sucks because a lot of people, so many people are into it. And I don't knock it. I just want you to know that, you're watching your own demise. And it kind of sucks that, you kind of watching and it sucks, man, because like I don't even want to ruin all this shit for people. You still want to watch the game knowing that these people are doing what they're doing to you, to us. But it's important because people say that they care about kids and stuff like that. And I'd like to see, and this is why ties into the beginning too, because I want to see who's really real about it. Because people say that they care so much about this country, but we have this, oh, everything's so great. There's nothing really wrong going on in this place. Meanwhile, the heads of this world, all the big wigs of this world, are doing things to yo people, taking yo people, ruining yo people lives right in front of your eyes. I mean, they're literally doing anything and everything to you. They don't have to hit you. They ain't gotta beat you no more. They ain't gotta hang you upside down on crosses no more, man. It's all starting to make sense. They ain't gotta do it no more to you. They figured out, you know what I'm saying, football. They figured out soccer. And I like soccer. I like playing soccer. Soccer's fun. I'd rather play football. I mean, more than like football, American football. I'd rather play football more than any damn other sport. Basketball, like I don't like none of that. I like soccer. Soccer's cool, but it doesn't make a difference that these games are rigged. None of it's real. And you're watching. It kind of sucks because I feel like the kid that gotta like tell everybody about Santa Claus. Which is really odd because I've always been told to grow up. I've always been told, grow up. Don't be so silly Billy. So grow up.